There's Gina. Nice to see you again, Gina. Missed you this week. Gina put on the funk, so we are feeling it. We are vibing over here. Are you boys vibing?
I'm about to as soon as I drop this dab, dude.
Oh, shit. Well, while you get that shit rolling, I think it's time we get into a podcast. You gentlemen down?
Let's get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Shedtime Podcast.
Cheers!
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Shedtime. What is Shedtime, you ask? Well, it's code for the consumption of cannabis, but it's much more than that. Shedtime's a state of mind. It's art, it's music, it's cryptocurrency, technology, it's food, it's vaping. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're not letting the bastards get you down, not being a dick, and making it fun. When you're in the shed, it's whatever your mind allows you to create. So now let's get to the Shedtime Podcast.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Shedtime Podcast, the craziest place here on the internet. And if you guys are new to the show, well, welcome. We are your hosts, and we are here to take you on an epic journey of some sort of proportion. So to kick this off, James and I were talking. Damn, these allergies got me bad today. James and I were talking at the beginning of the show. I came across an interesting article I haven't even looked at yet, but the headline alone, I was like, ooh, this is going to be interesting. And it's 30 U.S. cities with the highest weed consumption per capita. So this ought to be an interesting little bit of info because, let's be honest, 30 cities, at least 2 or 3 of them got to be in California.
That are what? Sorry, can you actually say that first part again? I was blanked.
We're talking about the 30 U.S. cities with the highest weed consumption per capita. And so
okay.
I got to imagine at least 2 or 3 of them are in California.
Probably like 8.
The Bay in LA, bro, at least.
At least.
Not only that, but you got to just think about the Emerald Triangle itself, bro.
Well, dude, there's like how many cities in California that would be considered cities that would consume a lot, right? Because it's not like LA is made up of other cities, right? It's not like everything there is LA, is it?
Well, there's Los Angeles proper, and then there's Los Angeles County.
Yeah. So like those will be separate. You could be another city in Los Angeles County and still be a city, right?
Yeah, technically, yes. But
you could be the city of, I don't know any places there, man.
it's like there's the city of San Bernardino, and then there's San Bernardino County, which is actually the biggest county in California. I am part of San Bernardino County.
Okay.
But I live in Apple Valley, which is the city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you have places like here where I live in the town of Plymouth, also located in Plymouth County.
Well, Sean, the reason why I said that is because a lot of the states that are like really populated, how many of them are actually legal rec? Right? Like New York's legal rec, Florida's not.
So
Florida
there's 22 out of the 30, I think. Or 22 out of the 50.
I haven't read the whole thing because I'm just kind of jumping the gun here.
I just mean states, I think, that are...
This looks like it's taking into account black market.
How could they? That's ridiculous. How could they ever do that?
Why wouldn't they?
But how can they?
Because Chris, this isn't about sales. This is about
people saying that consumption.
How can they quantify that? Are like drug dealers being like, "Yo, I moved 10 pounds this week"?
No, but
it's based off of a survey. I'm guessing that they asked people to answer, and based off their answers is how they got their statistics or whatever.
Okay, I don't want to like throw a bunch of shade on this thing. Go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
So, all right, hold on, because we're questioning it all. I just found the section so we can answer this question completely. So the methodology says, to collect data for this article, we've referred to the 2023 Cannabis Price Index by CFAH, looking for the cities that consume the most weed in the U.S. So we are definitely talking about only legal. Then we referred to U.S. Census Bureau to find the populations of the aforementioned cities as of July 2023, and eventually came up with our index of the American cities with the highest weed consumption per capita. So to keep the list relevant, they have only included cities with populations of 45,000 and above.
Fuck. Okay.
So
a pretty small number.
At number 30, we have Baltimore, Maryland. I'm trying to see.
Do you give you any numbers?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand this one piece because they're saying 3.31 G, and so the way I'm reading that is 3.31 grams.
Yeah,
Is how that breaks down. So recreational marijuana became legal in Maryland starting July 1st, 2023. According to the Maryland Cannabis Association, $462.2 million of weed products have been sold in the state this year as of July 2024. Maryland is handing out 75 dispensary licenses this year to gain more legal retailers, with 11 going to Baltimore. All right. So number 29, Miami, Florida. Annual weed consumption per capita, 3.87 grams. In Miami, possession or distribution of 20 grams or less of cannabis could amount to up to 1 year in jail or a $1,000 fine. However, this may be about to change as the Florida Supreme Court recently gave the final green light for Amendment 3 to head to the ballot this fall, which would effectively legalize recreational weed in the Sunshine State.
Are they medical?
They are medical.
Yeah, they're medical.
Yeah.
So that would likely be what accounts for their data. The next one is a shocker. Durham, North Carolina, with 4.09 Gs. Recreational use of cannabis is comparable among people of color and whites in Durham, but according to a report, African Americans account for 80% of those charged with marijuana misdemeanors. Interesting factoid.
Well, that could. I wonder
How inflated is that, though?
Well, I just wonder, like, not drug related stuff. Like, what are the numbers? Like, how many more black people or people of color,
or how many people of color are getting pulled over compared to white people?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure
those statistics get wild when we start digging into those.
Yeah, for sure. We don't need to go that far.
Yeah,
we all know it's fucked.
So we got Cleveland, Ohio next. November 7th, 2023, Ohio became a 24th state in the United States to legalize recreational possession and use of marijuana. The law went into effect on December 7th, 2023, and legal sales of recreational marijuana finally started in August of this year.
And where are they at on the list? 27?
27. Yep.
That's crazy.
Detroit takes 26. They're 5.22 grams of annual weed consumption per capita. And as this little piece says, as one of the most weed-friendly cities in America, Detroit provides its residents with ample opportunities to find their favorite herbs, with more than 100 locations to choose from. Michigan is the state with the highest per capita sales of weed in America at $132.41, according to data provided by Headset, cannabis market intelligence firm. Now, I know about Headset data. I've used it. I've looked at it in my marketing experience in the cannabis industry. That shit's no joke. It basically has everybody's information. It's aggregating, and if you want to know what's going on in the market, that their data will tell you. It's incredible. You want to find out who's moving, the most amount of what strain, you can find out. You can see what markets are, selling through Blue Dream and what ones can't. It could be a game changer for business owners if they know how to use that data effectively. It's amazing. So next is Jackson, Mississippi, with 5.37 grams per capita. Mississippi was the 37th state to legalize medical cannabis, signed into law in February 2022 by Governor Tate Reeves. Adult use cannabis, however, does remain illegal. Then you got Albuquerque. That lands with 5.9 grams. Fresh recreational dispensaries in New Mexico began licensed sales of weed in April 2022, and it was announced in March this year that the state's cannabis industry has already crossed the $1 billion mark. That's impressive. Now, when we were talking about this before the show, I said I'd be surprised if Boston made the list. You said, nah, they'll probably will, just probably not that high.
It'll be a little lower on the list.
You're right. You're 100% right. Coming in at number 23 is Boston, Massachusetts, with an annual weed consumption per capita of 6.07 grams.
So with that 6.70, is that what they're saying people are consuming per day?
Annually. But it's
yeah,
the average of every person, right?
Yeah. So basically, like, you and I, like, I'm making up for a lot of people who don't smoke pot to make that number.
Because, like, even like someone like myself, right? Like over a year, I mean, I'll probably consume like 150 grams worth of cannabis, probably. You know what I mean? Like between everything that I do. So myself. So that automatically brings up all these people that are like, I don't touch weed. Weed's the devil.
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out like what that meant. Like, was that saying like that's how much they're doing just in the entire year? Because that doesn't make fucking sense. You know what I mean? There should be
if you think about it the way that I just said it, though.
Because if you think about, like, if for argument's sake, because I don't know the actual statistic here on this piece,
if it's per day, yes, that would make sense. Like that
no,
city
I think it's
is
per year.
No, it's annually, because this is the idea is that let's say 30% of people in Boston actually consume cannabis. The thing is, they smoke enough weed in a year.
I get what you're saying now to make up for those that for some reason it just wasn't computing to me. I was like, that doesn't make sense because, like, dude, I can consume at least 2 to 3 grams a day.
How many times have we just burned through a quarter in a day in our lives?
Well,
I don't want to talk about it.
Like I've rolled eighth blunts in my
mind's
life.
Kind of just like all over the place. I took like I think what might have been a sativa dab at the start of the show. So like mine's firing on all cylinders and not hitting the turn signals, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
so you're a perfect LA or Boston driver. You're good.
Oh yeah.
But we could take all day on this whole list. So like, I'm just going to start flying through it instead of kicking all these little factoids with it. But like, then you got Boise, Idaho, Seattle, Washington, Vegas.
Hold up. Boise, Idaho. It's not legal to, how? I thought that Idaho was like illegal.
While its neighboring states allow recreational medical marijuana use, Idaho remains strictly bud-free. Hence, hundreds of Idahoans travel every day to Oregon to purchase cannabis products with an average price of around $273 an ounce.
And they're still up there. Okay, sorry. Carry on. My bad.
Yep, that's wild. That is wild. But yeah, then you got Seattle, Washington, Vegas at number 20.
I thought that would be higher.
I did too. I'm actually surprised to see this one that coming in at 19 is Philadelphia.
I don't know.
Here's some numbers that I just looked at real quick because I looked at the factoids. An annual weed consumption of 10.6 metric tons for the people of Philadelphia.
See, those numbers make sense.
Wow. Wow. And that apparently gets it placed in the cities with the highest weed consumption in the world as well. That's interesting. You got Phoenix, Arizona, New York City, Portland, Oregon, Houston, Texas, coming in at 15. Kansas City. Then you got LA. There it is, number 13. 10.1 G's per person per year. Respectable numbers.
Dude, that's a weekend, bro.
Yeah, you're just dude, if it wasn't for you, you never know. That might have been at 10 points.
Well, I'm not even in LA, bro. So I don't even count.
That's true. That's true. Number 12 is Chicago, Illinois. Then Denver at number 11. I'm a little surprised by that. Lincoln, Nebraska at number 10. Annual weed consumption per capita, 13.83 Gs. State of Nebraska has decriminalized possession of small amounts, punishing possession with a $300 citation. Interesting. This is interstate commerce, people crossing into Colorado and buying weed and bringing it back to Nebraska illegally. Just to point that out to our listeners and the feds, if you hear us, we do not condone interstate travel with cannabis because that is a federal crime. And next up,
I'm from Canada, so
yeah, Chris knows way better than to travel over international lines.
Borders,
that's even more dangerous. This one's a shocker to me. Lake Charles, Louisiana at number 9. Because Louisiana, wow, yeah. Kyle, Texas at number 8. Waterloo, Iowa at 7. Johnson City, Tennessee at 6. Cheyenne, Wyoming at 5. Bloomington, Minnesota at 4. Manchester, New Hampshire at number 3. And it is a non-legal state, so again, those numbers have to be based off of people admitting to interstate commerce. Huntington, West Virginia at 2. Number 1. I didn't see this coming. New Britain, Connecticut.
See, the thing that makes me question this list is like, what is the population of each of these cities? You know what I mean?
So it's
like
like
that.
45K is what Sean said.
Yeah, but even then, like,
It's like
it seems like
there's
there's
the biggest cities.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a big discrepancy going on there that I feel like exactly a lot of those.
What that just tells me there, because right, like, I've been to that part of Connecticut, and so I would wager a large majority of the people who live in that city smoke weed. So that being said, I could see how that happens because that's going to be a smaller city in a very small state. And I think there's definitely a larger proportion of people in that city who would be smoking weed. So yeah, I think it ends up skewing things. However, it's interesting from the point of, I mean, statistics are what they are, right? Like, it's the way that you manipulate the numbers to show data. So it's interesting to me that with the criterion they put in, the data extrapolates to that situation. That it's wild because that was like 40 grams per person annually. Come right back to it. It was 43.15 grams.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
So
half quarter a month.
That's over an ounce per person. But again, like now I'm just curious because we know LA
it's getting close to 2 ounces.
Huge, right? Like New Britain, Connecticut. Let's see what the population is.
But see, I think another thing that we also have to think about
of New Britain, Connecticut.
We have to think about this. So, you're surprised about Las Vegas. Well, Las Vegas, it's only for people that live there. So it's not like the tourist aspect. So it's the same for all these other places. Like it's the people that actually live in the county or live in the city or whatever, not tourism. And like that's like where maybe Denver, there'd be like lots of people going there for that, or LA or whatever.
So yeah, New Britain, 74,000 people in that city.
Yeah,
and
so
now
it's like a small city.
Yeah, compare that to Los Angeles,
which is what, like 6 or 7 million.
3.82 million people.
Okay,
in the city of Los Angeles.
Yeah, so it's not the LA area.
That's how the city of Los Angeles ends up at number 10 to New Britain, Connecticut. Because even if they both have 30%, the 30% of 74,000 makes a bigger impact for sure.
Well, dude, what does this say New York is? What's the population in New York? Like 12 million? 11 million? I feel like it has to be over 10.
Population of New York City. 8.336 million.
Damn. All right.
That's wild. Now, just for curiosity, population of Boston, Massachusetts. Population of 675,647 as a 2020 census.
Ask about Toronto. I guess it's like 2.5 to 3.
Oh, what happened there? You worked just a minute ago. Why are we doing this? Come on, man. Oh, I see why. Population of Toronto, Canada. 2.93 million, and that's based on 2017 data.
So definitely smaller than LA by a good amount.
According to this data that it's just showing me, a little bit lower, Vancouver is closer to the size of Boston at 675,000.
Yeah, but like I guess it would be the surrounding areas of Vancouver. They're just packed with people too. Like I think that Vancouver.
I mean, it's the same with Boston.
The third biggest city, like for sure in Canada, behind only Toronto and Montreal.
Boston's small by square footage. They just jammed that 675,000 people in this very small little area.
Almost like the same thing with New York, bro.
Yeah, I feel
or like
any
New York City.
Like you're past the city limits, but the city never stops.
When your apartment's a closet, dude. You know what I mean? Think about how many other people are in that fucking building.
Dude, it's the tiny living thing is a crazy concept when it gets to that level. Like,
well, dude, it's because you got that much space, but you're also paying $1,600 a month in rent, if not more.
Yeah, like I don't think that anybody's living in those accommodations because they're like, yo, I always wanted to live in the tiniest little place in New York and pay a bunch of money.
Yeah.
But it might be people that are like paying for an experience, like they're doing something there. If it's like working for free, trying to like get somewhere, or they're just like whatever, doing whatever it is. They want that dream of living in New York City or whatever city it happens to be. Those are the people that do it for like a year. Like I can't imagine that anybody was in one of those shoebox apartments for a decade that wanted to be there.
No, I can't.
Like wanted. I'm not saying there wasn't people that were there.
Who knows, bro? There may be that odd few, but I don't think it's the fucking majority for sure, dude. You know what I'm saying?
If your goal is that, you need to reevaluate things a little bit.
Dude, if I like went to explore a city and I like had rented out a place like that for, like $300 a night or something like that, for a weekend, like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, I'd be cool with that. I'd be like, it was interesting.
Well, yeah, because you're only going to be sleeping in it, dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You just need a place to like,
but honestly,
lock it down.
That's kind of how people in New York are too. They don't really. I feel like a lot of them are out fucking about doing shit in the city. You know what I mean? And they're not really too much in. They got their spots. They'll fucking, go hang out at, different spots. Maybe, I don't know. I've never been to New York. What do I know?
But that's the problem is that's how you stay broke in New York because you got to spend fucking $5 for a slice to go sit at the pizza shop. And then you got to go spend $10 for the fancy cup of coffee that you want to buy at the nice little coffee shop to hang out there for a couple hours with your friends. And all of a sudden you're like, shit, I paid the rent. I had some pizza and some coffee. Now I'm broke. Shit.
You also got to think the majority of those people don't have cars, don't have car insurance.
That's true. That's so true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're using public transportation. Dude, car payment and fucking car insurance, bro. That's an extra fucking, depending on, your situation, that could be anywhere from $500 to $1,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can say
Fuck,
never had
dude.
to have a car
Oh.
payment. Never had a car payment. I buy used cars, beat them down for a few more years, and then move on to the next one for a few
Honestly,
grand.
dude, I'm gonna just say this as a person that never did. Honestly, I got my first new car when I was 29, and before that, I just saved up and buy a car. Sometimes I just have to like scrap together a car, be like, yo, I got a paycheck coming in, and it's an extra paycheck for the month. I'm gonna just drop that on a car, buy a car for like $1,000 and be like, psh, let's fucking see how long this goes, baby. But once I got like a new car, dude, I actually really liked it, and I don't mind the payments because I never think about shit going wrong. It's like I just don't even think about it. I'm like, yo, I just get my oil changed, keep the receipt, take it to the dealership, whatever, and that's it. I don't have to worry about
Oh, you just
anything.
reminded me, bro. I need to get my oil changed.
There you go. You're welcome. But yeah, Sean, like it's so weird. So like I pay, well, what do I pay now? I probably like 220 US a month for my car.
Fuck, must be nice.
And I probably paid like $60 for insurance. So like my total car is probably like under 300 USD like a month. So to me, I'm like, that's not a big deal. I don't
Yeah,
mind that.
if it were that cheap here,
Dude, that
it wouldn't
sounds
be a
fucking
big deal.
wonderful, bro.
Yeah, like most people's
Dude,
car
just go get
payments are
yourself the
$300
most
a month.
base Sentra you can get, and you're fucking good.
Dude, I got the most base Kia you could get, bro. Well, not really. I got like one step up, but
See, you have to keep it by that. I've worked in a dealership. I technically work for one now. I see the new cars. I also see the recalls when they come in. I deal with the recalls when they come in. So like I know all the ups and downs of it. I get the value. I get the pitfalls of it. At the end of the day, not having the car payment is glorious. I mean, my insurance for my wife and I both is like $100-something a month for the two cars.
who the fuck
So-
do you guys have insurance through?
I use Geico.
Oh, but yeah.
I've with some they're called the cooperators.
I need to start fucking doing some shopping around, I think, dude.
Yeah, I use Geico. And
I'm not even going to say numbers because I don't want to talk about it, dude.
I'll tell you this, though, that also plays into the fact that because I own the car outright, I don't have to do the full, complete, crazy coverage. I just run basic, adequate coverage, and I'm good. Like, I have the minimal coverage on liability and shit like that.
I've gotten to the point, though, where I've had such bad luck with cars over the years that even if I don't have a payment on my car, I'm still going to put full coverage insurance on it because I've been fucked so many times to where I've been without a car for fucking months.
I get it.
To where it's like, dude, having it helps so fucking much, dude. Even though, like you said, you do have to put that payment down, but just having the peace of mind to know if anything were to happen, that it's covered.
I'll tell you this. That's one of the things I liked about Geico, which is why I still use them to this day, is that I don't have to do a down payment, which is dope. So I'm literally just able to spread it out across 6-month increments and just pay my premium each month. It works great. I never had to do a down payment because, let's face it, for some people, that down payment can be a pain in the dick. Like, I got to come up with an extra like $200 to get my down payment on my insurance. Like, I can do that if I want to, but I don't have to.
From whenever I renew mine, it's like maybe a little bit, maybe like $50-$60 more each time I fucking renew my insurance.
Oh, really? I remember times in my life where it would go down every year.
No, I'm just saying for that first, and when you first renew it, and then after that, of course, your payments go down. But like,
Yeah, like
as
down
long as you're not
payment
doing-
wise.
yeah,
like
as long
my
as you're
dude, my
good, though.
payments now, dude. If I told you guys what I was paying like 2 years ago on car insurance, you'd be like, dude, how the fuck did you even afford anything? I didn't. I just stayed home. But yeah, dude. Now it's at like definitely more of a manageable point where it's like I'm not even sweating it too much. But like, dude, hearing you guys makes me think like, fuck, dude, if I could shave a little extra off there and putting that into a savings, dude, that'd be pretty slick.
I mean, honestly, like I should have taken advantage of it when I had the shot and just jumped on the whole USAA thing because my father's former Air Force, and I'd have like super low insurance payment. But
yeah, dude, I tried to do that because there was a point where I had like 3 accidents on my record. Or no, it was like 2 accidents and like a fucking ticket or 2 or something like that in my younger days when I like first went to go get insurance. And dude, it was so fucking much. There's places that wanted like $700 a month and shit.
oh yeah,
I'm like, dude, there's no fucking way, dude. And eventually I found the spot that I'm at now, and it was not cheap, but it wasn't $700. Yeah. And then over
crazy.
time it's definitely gone down, but
because like I deal with car insurance companies as well, because again, with what I do for work, like if a department wrecks a vehicle, that vehicle in the state of Massachusetts has to be insured to be registered. So they wreck the vehicle, they take it to my shop in order for us to strip out our equipment and get them all the reusable equipment we can strip out. And then I got to deal with the insurance company coming to get the vehicle so that they can total it and cut the check to the town. So it's a racket. Like there's no easy way to say it. Like you need it, but once you got it and you need to use it, sometimes, man, some of these companies are.
Oh yeah, it's a bitch to deal with, but
they don't want to pay you for nothing. And it's like, motherfucker, I've been paying you for years for nothing. The least you can do is cover this. Never mind that car insurance doesn't cover basic maintenance. Come on, man. Car insurance should just cover all of it. Need new tires? Your car insurance should have you just pay a fucking small premium on it, and boom.
Dude, all this talk about finances is making me anxious. I need to fill up a bag.
I understand,
dude. But not only that was just kind of a joke, but dude, this strain that I've got, Sean. I don't know if you've ever had this cross before, but it's Nerd Runts.
No,
like they call this shit Willy Wonka. But dude, it
just
is
fruit explosion in your mouth.
It's so good, bro.
I
don't even really know how to explain it.
It's just fantastic. It's fantastic.
I dove into my shit for the first time in like a few weeks because I was kind of burnt out a little bit on it. Dove into my shit again recently, and when I was checking the container, 3 months now that shit's been in the curing jars. It's just staying perfect humidity, all that, and whew, the garlic terps right now are redonkulous.
Oh yeah, dude. That's what I like to hear.
Like, I was shocked at how good the garlic terps are right now, and the purple turples that I've got running, they'll be ready for harvest at the end of the month. So,
damn, dude.
Yeah, we're excited to see
rocking and rolling now.
Goes. Oh yeah, I'm in perpetual harvest now. I've got a few more in the tent right now, clones off of these 2 purples that are flowering. I got their clones running in the veg tent as we speak. In a couple of weeks, when I get a little bit closer to harvest, I'm going to start popping a whole new run of seeds. Haven't decided yet which strain I want to give a go, but I got some interesting ones still. I've got a Subversive Cindy 99 with Mr. Crowley cross.
All right.
So that's an option. I like the sound of this one immediately as I picked it up. I've got garlic triangle mints.
Dude, both of those strains are amazing, so them together would be awesome.
Yeah, we got a garlic breath wedding cake cross for that one. We have an ice cream cake garlic breath cross still. And then this one's an interesting one. I've got I think it was black cherry cookies and trop cookies crossed.
That would be pretty solid too, dude.
So that ought to be some super funky fruity shit. But I'll tell you right now, after looking at these, the ones that catch my attention the most are the triangle mints and the ice cream breath. Both of those are going to be very similar. Garlic breath crosses with ice cream cake or wedding cake.
I don't think you're going to go wrong with either one of those.
Yeah, that's going to be diggity dank. So stay tuned, Shedheads, to find out which one that I have picked, because we will discuss it when I start popping those seeds, which will probably be in a couple of episodes from now.
Pop
Dude,
it, bro.
Update on this grinder. I really like it.
How's the keef production?
Nice.
Well, dude, I haven't used any of it yet, so I'll just show you what's going on in here so far. Without dumping it, like it's accumulating, bro. Definitely a lot quicker than my other one was, for sure. So I'm just trying to stockpile a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to, because I know as soon as I go in there and start playing with it, I'm just going to end up fucking doing it all. And then you're like, oh man, I want to get a solid little buildup going.
I was told you got to let it cure anyway, so it gets that like real crazy resinousness when you use it. So just think of it that way, like, oh, I'm just saving it up, letting it cure.
That, and I just like the fucking grip, like the grip on it, dude, makes it super fucking easy to like, even if it gets kind of like bound up, dude, just fucking give her a fucking good one, dude, and just like pops right through. But I'm also one of those guys too that tends to, I don't just fucking throw nugs in my grinder. I still kind of break it up and put it in my grinder and then grind it up, because I feel like it just grinds better that way. And not only that, you help get some of the fucking big stem out, because you know when you got like a nice size nug that there's a solid fucking stem going through that thing through the tip.
Even this guy right here has got one.
So
he's at least halfway up.
So I just break off little nodules, you know what I mean, and then fucking throw the fucking stem out. Just because I ain't trying to fucking vape that shit.
Yeah, no, vaping your stems, probably not the move. Although, I mean,
I just like drop everything in the grinder. Like, I mean, if it's like a real thick stem, I'll pick off the bud from the stem, but like the little stems on the inside, I won't do shit with. I mean, I don't even buy quarters. Like, I buy half quarters, and like you're not gonna get like a one bud half quarter. Like, that's not gonna happen. Like, you could theoretically, but you never do.
I get them pretty often.
Really?
But it's because I buy from the my old shop that I used to work for, and I happen to know that there is one brand that you guys have seen me talk about all the time. I even introduced you guys to it at the meetup, Tower 3. He loves those guys so much that he specifically packs a handful of eighth jars that will have, like, if not full eighth nugs, as close to it as you can with like a baby nug in there. And he makes sure that those guys get one of those shipments when they order.
Oh. Yeah, dude, I've gotten plenty of eights that have been like 1 to 2 nugs in a bag. Plenty of times.
I know, like, back in the day, like rolling into just like somebody's place and like grabbing weed, I definitely have seen like quarter buds,
Oh, 100%.
but not when I've been buying it from a dispensary. So that was just my experience. Like
But I mean, I agree with you. For the
normally
most
it'll be
part,
like maybe a 2 gram bud, and then like a few like 0.5s or like
yeah, like for the most
2 gram
part,
bud,
like,
1 gram bud, whatever.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. It's like
but once in a while, you get a company.
I have
who
gotten
does that
a
shit.
fucking single bud in an eighth jar before, easily.
I mean, I love the
And it
fact
was
that
some purple deliciousness too. Oh, I remember that nug so vividly.
that's what these whole fucking, kind of jars are all about, right? Like, you get those perfect fucking nugs out of your grow. You can pop the eighth nug right in that. Bam, sell it. One giant display nug. It's gorgeous. It is the move.
It is the way.
It is. It is definitely like, it's a strong flex. You know what I'm saying? Like, you come out to an event, right? Like, just you're an average weed consumer, and you're just walking through one of these weed events, and like we've been to all the vape events. It's tables on every side of you with different people hawking their shit, and you walk by the table. It's just got these big nugs inside jars like this sitting lined up. You're gonna stop. You're like, hey, that's some nice.
Oh, dude, especially
nugs.
if they keep some of the stems so they can actually like, or there's like a needle or like some sharp thing that they can just like push the bud onto. So it's just sitting in there. That would be actually
like exactly like that's going to grab your attention. Like, it's a strong flex when that's how you want to put out your product. And I love that they did it, because I remember having the discussion about those jars, being shown those jars early on when I was there, and it was one of those like, what do you think about this? And I was like, that is smart. Nobody in our industry out here is using those except them. It's just like hey, this makes us way more unique than everybody else now. We pride our buds. Look at that. They're on display. Put them on display in your house. It's artwork now.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be something that could be said, right? When it comes to making sure that you stand out to some degree. Because in the industry now, like especially in states that it's been legal for like a few years now, like the competition's fucking insane.
100%. 100%.
Like any little thing, like even if it comes out of like some of your, profits, like who cares? You'll get more profits because it'll be noticed and you'll stick around.
What's the old saying? It takes money to make money.
Yep.
It's funny because when I used to do a lot of the band photography and music videos and stuff for a lot of these local artists, that would be one of the things I would ask. It was like, what do you have for a marketing budget? And they just look at me sideways. And it turned into this thing where it was like, I can tell you if a band is ready to make it or not by asking that question. Because at the end of the day, if they haven't thought about that, it was like, yeah, you guys aren't ready. You guys aren't ready. But it's the same with a business, right? Like you have to have a marketing budget. You have to figure out how are you going to present your product so that way you stand out in the crowd. I saw a product today that blew my mind. How about some marketing? How about the iSpoon? Yeah, your face says it all, Chris. Just a what?
Yeah, what? Did you say the iSpoon?
iSpoon. Now, this is not an Apple product. That would be even funnier.
That's like honestly what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, no, it is not an Apple product. This is from kitchen product maker Umbra, if I remember correctly. But yeah, the iSpoon. Are you ready for this brilliant marketing? It's a wooden spoon for your kitchen, but they put a little bit of rubber on the end that acts like a stylus. The idea being that as cookbooks are phasing out, more people are accessing recipes on cellular phones and tablets. So we put a stylus on the back of the spoon so that way you can scroll through your recipe on your tablet or phone while you're cooking using the same spoon that's already in your hand.
Man, this fucking planet. I just don't know.
The funniest part about it, right, is that it's like, did anybody actually attempt this, like stirring some sauce with this wooden spoon and then going to scroll a recipe with the bottom of it? Did anybody think about the fact that sauces drip?
Well, wood soaks it up a little bit. I guess. I don't know.
Like, you're just sitting there scrolling on your tablet, flicking your cheese sauce all over your tablet, like, oh, what's the next ingredient? Splat. I don't know. A paper towel, I guess. Like,
that's... I don't understand that.
Genius. Unbelievable. I saw another one talking about crazy marketing kitchen gadget shit. A coffee maker with a built-in Alexa.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Because, I mean, now the only way you can do it is you set your thing on or whatever and have your Alexa turn on that plug with like a smart plug or whatever. I don't even know how that all works, but...
Yeah, I think you've about summed it up for the best of my thinking.
Yeah, I've never tried it.
I have. Well, here's the thing: it's like it's a Keurig type device with an Alexa, so it's a pod system, single serve, with an Alexa built in, and I mean a full service Alexa, like speaker and all, so you can literally be like, "Hey Alexa, play Jazz FM," and it'll play your jazz station while it brews you a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it'd just be like the Alexa that most people would have that's not attached to their coffee maker, and it'd be like on the table where they put their keys or something, you know?
It's just, it's wild to me that, like, I don't see the practicality of the voice command to the machine when you still got to load the whole thing anyway by hand. Like, you're already there touching the machine to load the pod, set it all up.
Well, I guess you could do that all when you grabbed it, and like, you know how most people will just throw it away right away? So you just throw it away, throw in a new one, close it, it's set for the next day. You only touch it one time.
I mean, I guess if that's your personality type, that works for you. I can't see the use case in it. I see it going horribly wrong for me, and me just pouring hot water all over the floor because I had neither had a pod nor a cup there, and just went, brew me a cup of coffee, and just poured water everywhere.
Well, yes, it wouldn't work.
Definitely wouldn't work for me. Oh, man.
Well, you'd have to just change the way that you do things. That's what really comes down to. Some people could like get into that convenience real quick and find it convenient. Like, I personally would think that would be convenient because I do everything at once. Like, I have everything cleaned out and ready, and I'll have like a filter in there, and all I have to do is scoop the coffee into it in the morning. But if I had a pod, it's sealed. So I have like the refillable pods, right? So like I'm already used to an extra step. But if I was just rocking pods, dude, that'd be so simple. You literally throw the pod away, drop a new pod in, close it up, and you're done. Coffee the next morning.
I mean, I suppose, yeah. For a single person
leave a
using
clean
it,
cup there, take the cup that was already got the brewed coffee, put your cream in it, you're done. Or whatever you put in.
Yeah, like I suppose for a person like who's individually using that one device, that could be a perfect scenario. That wouldn't work in a household with me and my wife, because now you have to assume what the other person wants for coffee that morning. And
yeah, or you need to have two.
Yeah, but then now we're getting ridiculous, Chris. Now we have two side-by-side coffee makers with Alexas built in. Which Alexa understands who? Did they just both respond? Did they just both brew?
Oh, they might just both.
Like, could you imagine that? You don't think about that. You tell both of them, and all of a sudden,
can you change the name? Like, instead of saying "Hey Alexa," can you say like "Hey John"?
Maybe. I'd be like, coffee me
Yeah, I
now,
don't know.
bitch. If mine just starts brewing.
It's like, yo, bitch, brew me a coffee. Hear the sounds of a Keurig starting up.
I will say it was disappointing that I was watching somebody test this thing, and it doesn't work if you say, brew me a coffee in 10 minutes or something like that. Like, it doesn't understand like a timer delay, which is a shame because that would be cool. Like, the type of person I am, I could totally set it up and then be like, brew my coffee in 5 minutes. I can go to the bathroom, clean my face, do all that kind of stuff. And when I come back, my coffee's just finishing up. Now I can go make my fresh cup of coffee. Like, I could see that being a way it would work in my life if I could do that. But they couldn't do it, which is a bummer because that would be cool.
Yeah, then you have to do a whole extra step, which is hilarious that we're talking about it being a hassle. But then you say, like, hey, Alexa, set a timer for 9.5 minutes. And then the timer goes off, and then you say, hey, Alexa, make me coffee.
Brew my coffee.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's we're complaining about that, but it is a thing. Like, that is a thing. Like, it's hilarious that is what it's come to that we're complaining about, but that is a thing.
I mean, realistically, the thing that they were musing about was this idea that, like, though they, like me, were like, it's not for me right now, there's going to come a point it's going to be for everybody. Like, voice command stuff is something that, like, even our parents remember, like, dreaming of in sci-fi shows and shit, right? Like, computer,
Even I did
do this,
definitely, bro.
That's
Like,
what I'm
when
saying.
I was
Like,
watching Back to the Future as a kid, I was like, man, can you imagine like automation in the kitchen? Like, that'd be crazy. Can you imagine like brewing your own coffee and automatic toast and stuff?
oh, dude,
And
the
like,
Jetsons,
dude, you can like
bro.
virtually do all that shit now.
So, like, there's going to come a point. It's going to all be like that, where it's going to be like, coffee machine, activate, and it's just going to start brewing your coffee. Like, it's going to get there. It's just wild. It's wild to be at a point now, seeing it happen for the first time. Like, the company that's just like, I'm going to be the one to do it. None of y'all bold enough. I'm going to do it. And being like, for that price point, no. But one day, that's going to be in everyone's household. A great use case that they thought of was the hotel industry. You have a little Alexa right there that can, like, give you a weather update, whatever else you want, right there on the coffee maker.
Well, dude, it could just have it on the speaker as well. Like, I'm assuming that it can do that right now.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's all integrated into this coffee machine. So now,
yes,
a hotel put that in the hotel room.
Super dope, dude. If there was like a hologram that came out of the coffee maker.
Now we're getting about 10 years down the road, Chris. Slow your roll. The rate of technology, we're only 10 years away from that.
Can you imagine getting like news or sports highlights by like just at your coffee maker? There's like this fucking hologram, and it'll be like this guy sitting at a desk, and he's talking about the sports shit.
At that point, it's going to be personalized. It's going to be like, "Good morning, Chris. Here's how the Blue Jays did."
Yeah.
Like,
oh, did you want to know how the Maple Leafs broke your heart again? Well, lucky for you, I have the highlights or lowlights from last night's game.
Like that, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be crazy. They showed another thing that blew my mind. It was a water bottle. Nice insulated water bottle. Keep your water cold 24 hours. Great, awesome. We've all seen them. But this one is app integrated. And it can actually track how much water you're drinking, send you push notifications on your phone to remind you to drink. It has a little LED light up base that'll light up and remind you, and it's like in front of you, like, hey, drink me, jerk. Again, not for me per se, but kind of cool that, like, a water bottle that can now integrate with your fitness apps and all that and track your hydration through the day.
Dude, honestly, even just like if I set a reminder for every 45 minutes and the reminder is like, drink some water, my dude. I'd be like, yes, that's right. I need to drink water because sometimes I get lost in my thoughts so bad I don't think to drink, or sometimes I get so baked that like I'm just in a zone and I forget to drink, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh man, I'm so dry right now. I'm done. Like I'm gonna be chasing this for hours.
Yeah, I get it. That's why I bring this giant monstrosity of a cup. Oh shit! Got himself some clusters.
Yeah, I saw them last week, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy them.
Oh yeah, dude.
My wife
Clusters are where it's at.
My wife
We
found
need
the
cluster
freshest
sours.
pack. Oh, those things are so good when they're like super fresh. Oh,
Yeah, they need Nerds Cluster Sours.
like having the gummy sour inside too.
Yeah.
I could get behind this.
Like, you know, you can get the sour, like, little eggs or whatever they're, the
Mhm,
jelly
mhm.
beans. I can't remember what they call them up here right now, but they have sour versions. And
It's
then they have another version. But I wish
Yeah.
that these came in a sour. That'd be awesome, Paul.
They're just not sour enough on their own.
No, not quite. Because, dude, sometimes when I eat the... Man, what are those called? Whatever they're called. It'll make my mouth water like crazy because they're so sour. Like I find them to be like one of the more sour candies that's still enjoyable.
It's
I
interesting
like
to
those ones
me.
we were talking about last week or whatever, the super sour show.
Yeah, we got to definitely gonna have to try that. And I definitely want to try that fucking blue raspberry sourest candy in the world shit.
Oh, dude, my mouth already hurts
Yeah,
thinking about it.
Like,
Sorry, I was doing some fucking MacGyvering on my volcano. I should have watched the rest of my fucking video.
Ruh-roh raggy. MacGyvering.
Yeah, I figured it out. Might have put a couple little scratches and shit on the volcano, but
Yeah,
well, as long as it still works.
that's it, man. It just shows it's well loved. I had a moment last week where I was noticing my bag was not filling up like it should. And then I remembered, oh yeah, there's a screen to, not shoot flour into the bag. And I looked at it and it was just so caked with like oil and shit. I was like, oh, I gotta clean that. A couple Q-tips later, that bag was filling up like a dream.
See that? Because there's this insert that you can get for your volcano, and it just makes like the heating plate a little bit bigger. So when you put your bowl on it, it's got like a bigger heating element to sit on, which I'm hoping means it's gonna just make a better extraction, maybe. So I figured I'd try it out. But I didn't watch the rest of the video because at first, because there's this screen that goes over the top of the heating element on your volcano, right?
Yep.
So you got to pop this thing out, and then I thought there was a ring that I was supposed to pull out. Well, come to find out, that was an old insert that this guy was showing in the beginning of his video, that he's replacing an old insert with a new one. So I didn't see what it looked like stock. So I'm sitting here trying to pull off the stock thing that's got the screen in it, not realizing that I just pulled that screen out and then put the insert in where that screen went. So I'm sitting there trying to yank this thing out and I'm like, why isn't this fucking working? And then I finally go and pull the video up and, oh, that's why I'm not supposed to fucking do anything with that.
Oops. Yeah. Been there. Not with this thing, but in other aspects, I've been there.
Oh, and many other things in my life. Yeah, I've been there.
I will say this. At least I'm smart enough that when I get a brand new chainsaw, I read instructions first.
Yeah,
Probably
that's
a good
probably
idea.
a good idea.
Yeah. Volcano or like the airizer, not so much. I
thought
pretty
it
much
was-
got it figured out.
Yeah, I thought I was smart enough, but apparently not.
I seem to, honestly, Sean, this is what I'll say. I seem to care a little bit more about the things that I really like, or they cost a lot of money to replace. If it's like moderately expensive to replace, like that's when I start to get a little bit more on the ball. If it's like not crazy, that's when I probably won't think about it.
So you just wing it on flat pack furniture, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, I would 100%. Dude, that is
He's
a
like-
YOLO moment.
Paper? Psh, who needs that? I would love to see what happens if we just let Chris loose in an IKEA stockroom for an hour.
Dude, my hands actually are probably strong enough to crank those fucking little Allen tools around for a while. I could get some shit done.
Because like so much of that shit's
instructions.
modular, you could just have some fun, be like, yeah, I'm going to take that desk, but I'm going to pull these legs off of this table. I'm going to put that there. And next thing you know,
Connect
you've
it
just
to this bed, you know?
you've crafted this brand new product, and they're all of a sudden they're like, sir, we'd like you on the design team. We'd like to call that the Puble. You'd be like,
Puble.
like it says
like,
pube
all right.
in the name. It makes me laugh. You can. Sold.
Dude, if I got like a $20 a day limit to spend in their cafeteria at an IKEA, I would do that. I mean,
I
I would take
meatballs.
money too, but
I've never eaten the food. I've been to an IKEA once in my life, maybe twice, but I've never been to the cafeteria. Is it really that
actually,
fire?
like have
It's
some
whatever,
like fire breakfast and shit. I don't know.
It's
To me, it's solid.
it's just whatever, dude. It's nothing to write home about, bro.
Dude, it's like, you know what it's like? It's like Costco hot dogs. It's like,
No,
they're good
Costco
and they're
hot dogs
cheap.
are way better than anything you're getting at IKEA, bro.
I miss the Sam's Club pizza, damn it.
IKEA reminds me of like a hospital cafeteria, but with slightly better food.
I think it's just because IKEA seems so sterile, like just in general.
But that's just the whole vibe I get, and the food's really not that. Like I said, it's not anything that I'm like, oh, dude, I gotta go to IKEA to get this. Like even their Swedish meatballs aren't really fucking all that fucking fantastic, dude. They're okay. You know what I mean?
Just when you find out they're just the Stouffer's Swedish meatballs. You're just
Dude,
throwing
I wouldn't
them out
doubt
there.
it.
Like, whoop, have some Swedish meatball. I
You
have
know
no
that
idea.
there's
That's
some
what it
frozen
sounds
shit
like.
in the back that they just fucking throw in something every day. You know what I mean? You know they ain't making them shits fresh every day.
Swedish meatballs is a weird flavor for me.
It's,
Really?
Never could get into it.
Like the meat part, or like is there the sauce that gets put on? Because like I don't.
It's
No.
like a brown gravy, but it's the whole like the cinnamon and nutmeg and shit that most people I've known put into the meatball mix. I'm like, I can't get into this.
Oh, okay. I don't know how many times I've had homemade Swedish meatballs.
I could tell you 0.
I've
Yeah.
had like other meatballs. Like my mom used to make meatballs, and they'd have like other stuff in it, but it was not what you just described. And they're not like as small. Like Swedish meatballs are small.
Like I'll make my own meatballs in a marinara or something, but
Yeah, like you get at Subway. Like that's what you mean.
I would
like
never
that?
eat that. But no.
No, but like that, like a meatball sub. How they do it? They just like put those meatballs with like some sauce.
Yeah, like a spaghetti and meatballs. Like I'll
Yeah,
make
yeah.
something like that. Yeah, I'll
Well,
make
there's
it.
no spaghetti though, but it's like a pasta sauce, like a red sauce. I love making them at home.
They're
Like
better.
meatball subs or meatball sandwiches. Dude, back in the day, like I haven't found anything yet. Like all the bakeries here, there's some fire bakeries, but I haven't really found like that. There's no Italian bake. Like there's no Italian people here, I don't think. So I'm really used to like the Italian bread and buns. So like they're more sturdy and they can handle like the sauce and like meatballs on a sandwich and it doesn't just fucking disintegrate or mush out or whatever. And so I've just been jonesing for those kinds of buns. So I could, because not that long ago I made like meatballs like this big. Like they're fucking big ass meatballs. And I just did the classic, like I had to make them at home, but I didn't have that but good of buns. But the classic, you use the big spoon, you spoon out the fucking meatball from the sauce, you fucking put it on the bun, you cut the fucking meatball in half with the spoon, slide it, get both like pieces of the meatball kind of like stretched out, put a little bit of sauce on that bitch, put some like Parmesan on it. Oof. Man, it was good, but the bun was weak. Oh, I need that fucking.
You have to put that shit on some bread, bro. Not a bun. Put that shit on like a fucking French bread or like a baguette or some shit. Fucking slice that shit open.
Yeah, I just need like, I want like
you need a sturdy like French bread or something.
Even like a good panini though. No, like there's lots of stuff, like lots of Italian like sandwich bread.
A meatball like panini would be fire.
A ciabatta bun, that'd be great.
Some Cuban bread would be fire.
But yeah, so next time I go back to Ontario, I'm going to buy a bunch of them and then just keep them in a cooler for the ride home and then freeze them. Like quadruple fucking bag them bitches so like it takes forever to get freezer burned, so I can just bring back like 50 of them just for fucking meatball sandwiches.
See, not
big sandwich guy, but chicken parm.
Well, so that would be the same thing. Like
I know,
you
but
need
like,
that sturdy bun.
I agree. Like for me, it's the chicken parm though. That's my move if I want like a red sauce kind of sandwich like that. And yeah, you have to have like that heavy duty, crisp bread that can hold up.
Yeah, dude,
extra
or like
points.
a nice veal sandwich. Like you need that same style bun. I would not make veal at home personally, but I'll sure as shit buy it. If I'm like at a fucking hot table and they have fucking veal sandwiches, I'll get fucking a veal sandwich. Hot veal, baby. They put the hot peppers, the veal with mushrooms. Oh.
So I don't know if you can do this. It might be an option for you, Chris, but I know I can go get like loaves of garlic bread that are in the freezer section.
Yeah.
You get the loaf of garlic bread and make your meatball subs on that.
Oh, but okay, so I know what you're talking about. They're like, it almost looks like a French stick.
Yeah, it's like a fucking baguette almost.
It's like a full baguette and just two pieces, right? And then you can just go bake those in the oven.
It's been a minute since I saw those, but because up here you get like the big loaf. It's like a big loaf that they just cut in half and then smear like
that's what we're talking. That's exactly what we're talking about.
No, but no, these are like this wide.
So they're doing like a Texas toast or something style?
No, dude, it's just like an Italian loaf of bread.
Yeah. That's exactly what we're talking about, bro.
No, but the size difference is not anywhere close to the same thing. Like they're like this big around and they're probably like this long.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about.
No, you're talking about something that's like this big around.
No. How are you telling us what we're talking about?
Because you keep on saying baguette, and baguettes are not big.
We're just saying cylindrical shaped bread, bro. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but I'm telling you what it is.
Because if it's like okay, anyways, yeah, if it's like that, then yeah, there's
that's
like
exactly what we're talking about.
And it's cut in half, but I don't know if I've seen it in the freezer section. Normally, for me, it'll be like in the bread section. It just comes in like this, like silver foily.
Yeah, you can get that one too for sure. But I know like there's at least a brand in my area, Pepperidge Farms, because Pepperidge Farms remembers. But they make one that's literally in the freezer section so that it stores indefinitely, and it's perfect for that because, like I said, you just throw that bitch in the oven, cook it up, and then you can put your meatballs on top. And garlic bread and meatballs, that's a win.
Oh, dude, I could put lots of stuff on that. I could put some salami on that shit. That would be fire. Just like a nice hot sandwich.
Yeah,
Give it to me.
dude.
You mean
Put some
chicken
eggs on
cutlet
there.
on that bitch. Oof. Some eggs? I don't know about eggs.
Sunny side up eggs on some garlic bread would be banging.
I don't know if I'd like that.
Oh, it would be so good. So good. I put garlic in my eggs anyway.
Yeah, see, I think that's what's got me. That does not sound good to me because I've never done it. So
Yeah, but
I don't know if I would
eggs
like
with
it.
just salt and pepper is like, it's fine.
That's all it needs, bro.
But no,
Dude,
garlic.
I don't even put salt. I just cook it in butter. I'll like put some butter in the pan, then I'll fry the egg, flip it over. There'll be like butter all over that bitch. Then I just pepper that up, cut it up, and then I like place pieces on a piece of toast, take it with a bite of toast. I've like breakfast is my favorite thing. Like I'll eat breakfast for dinner all the time. And I definitely have my ways of eating all sorts of breakfast things. Like even though I've only been eating biscuits and gravy for like a decade, I feel like I've fully established exactly how I like to do it, when I put the biscuits in, all that shit. Even making it myself, like I know that sometimes I might like it a little bit more peppery than the other time, or like whatever. I'll make it more of a brown gravy because I'll like cook the meat a bit longer, or I'll like, it's like all these different things.
I've turned that shit on its head recently because we put it, instead of on biscuits, we put it on these like super delicious fresh baked Asiago bagels.
Oh
And
yeah, I feel like did you toast them or no?
Oh yeah, we toasted them up a little bit.
Okay.
And yeah, like it just slapped. It was crazy how good it was.
It should just made that shit into like a whole Sammy, bro, with the fucking egg on it and everything, dude.
That honestly, like that is then one of the next moves is I want to do the cheddar biscuits again because like cheddar biscuits are fire, right? Layer of those, then layer of hash brown patties.
Yeah.
Then the eggs. Coat it in gravy.
Dude, you gotta throw like some sausage or some bacon in there too.
That's what our gravy is. It's both sausage and bacon.
Just have a couple extra little fucking just like pieces, like big pieces in there. Well, I guess you could just chunk it up pretty good in the gravy.
That's what I like. I buy sausage patty and chop a sausage patty, fry that.
We'll just
really?
grab like a roll of fucking sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, we've done it that way, but
and then you just leave some pieces a little bit bigger than others.
I like the big chunks, so I'll just buy like a pound of little sausage patties, and I'll chop them all up, and I'll fry those off, and I'll do the same with the bacon. Like I'll chop the bacon into like little inch, so that way when they're cooked, they're down about half inch. But I'll chop them up, fry them up. And then all that grease is what gets used in the roux to start that gravy.
Oh, actually, when I was in Ontario, and I was staying with Liz at her family's place, I made biscuits and gravy for dinner one night because I was like, "Oh, let me make a meal. Like you've been so so nice and like giving away so much stuff. Like let me just make a meal, and I'll make a meal." And there's like 8 or 9 people. So I went to the store. They had no like of the normal like rolls of sausage meat like that I would normally buy. And so I just bought like 3 packages of like breakfast sausages. And then they had this like, it was probably like 1.5 pounds of like chopped up bacon pieces, uncooked. So it just came in this bag, and it was like everything was probably like 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, like these little bacon pieces. They were uncooked.
It was like bacon bits before they got fried.
Yeah, and dude, I fucking made the fucking biscuits and gravy. And I'll tell you what, it was so fucking good. Like I fucking slayed it, and a number of people were like, "That was super good." I've never had it before, and I was very nervous. And like they're like, it was really good. Like even like this like woman in her mid-60s.
Just blowing people's minds, huh?
She's like, I can't believe it tastes as good as it does. I'm like,
Thank
it's
America.
so simple. She's like, how do you make it? How do you make it? I'm like, it's so easy. Don't you worry. So I just like told her. like 3 steps that it is. Do you guys use like I just use flour? That's like all I use.
You don't need much, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that.
No, but like there's not any other way, or is there? Like I just use flour.
You probably do like a cornstarch, maybe.
I guess you probably could.
You can make a roux with cornstarch or with flour. You could theoretically, and I say this only because this is how we make cheese sauces. We don't make cheese sauces with a roux. You could, if you wanted to wait, pour in your dairy and wait for it to tighten up on its own.
Oh, that must take forever.
In a gravy, yeah, it would. And I mean, that's why we use a roux for gravy. But like a cheese sauce, we're throwing so much fucking cheese in it, we don't bother. But yeah, like you could, in theory, just wait for the dairy to tighten up. You would probably be wise to use very little, obviously, and it would just be a hassle. Like it would suck. So the roux just makes sense.
Not only that, but you miss out on so much good stuff. Just using the flour, you know what I mean? And you're just getting all that fucking meat, fucking juices all up in that gravy, baby.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? There ain't not much else in there to fuck with it, you know. Nothing to dilute it. You know what I mean?
Nah, dude, I love it. I just like I'll just cook the gravy, or I'll cook the meat down till it's like cooked, and then I just fucking sprinkle flour over the whole thing. And I mix it around, and then I might be like, should I put a little bit more? I might put a touch more. Then I'll like put a little bit of pepper on that, and then I just fucking pour the milk in and just stir, bro. And like then I might pepper it a little bit more because I find that sausage meat's already really salty, so I don't add salt.
You don't have to. I wouldn't, because especially if you're throwing bacon in it too, you're getting that extra like pork fat. It's pretty salty too. Yeah,
it was beautiful.
Dude, that's the one thing that like kind of bums me out about biscuits and gravy sometimes is when you get that one that's just a little too salty. You know what I mean? And it's like that off rip, and you're like, oh, it's like not. I didn't even like do this to it. Like it's just that. It tastes good, but man, is it salty. Like it makes you thirsty. You know what I mean? You're just like fucking pounding your drink and like fucking hammering fucking gravy, dude.
It's crazy because honestly, the only time I've ever eaten biscuits and gravy outside of my own home was when we were all together at Bob Evans.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Well, to be fair, I've only ate it at like 2 other places other than Bob Evans. I've ate it the most there because that was the very first place I ever tried it. So I ate it at least 5 times at Bob Evans.
There's so much, dude. I wish you could try the one at the fucking diner I've been going to since I was a kid. It's actually like, I guess it's like a cafe. But dude, it's this place called T&T's Cafe, bro. Their biscuits and gravy is so fucking good, bro. Their gravy is fucking fire, bro.
Dude.
I put that shit on everything.
One day I fully expect to be eating at that restaurant.
They have this thing called a country skillet, bro, which is pretty much your hash browns, your eggs, whatever meat or whatever you want in a skillet, smothered in country gravy, bro.
Let's go.
And then you get your sides of like a pancake or whatever. I don't know, maybe not. I'm not sure, but dude, either way.
You get a bunch.
It's a lot, bro. It's a lot, dude. Because it's a skillet, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's like this size. You know what I mean? Handle on it and everything.
Yeah, the normal like fajita skillet. It's
probably about like that deep too. You know what I mean? So it's like it's packed, bro. It's a lot, dude. And then they have this other thing called the Hungry Man, bro, where it's like fucking like 3 or 4 eggs, hash browns, fucking sausage, bacon, ham, toast, pancake, biscuits and gravy. It's like fucking like one of everything.
It's probably like $20, but you're not hungry.
Dude, my dad used to get it all the time when we were kids because like majority of the time they just wouldn't let my sister order anything because she would never finish whatever she'd order, so she'd just eat off my dad's plate. And then like he just like kept doing it like as we got older, and he like
your sister started to get her own plate.
Yeah, and he's like, man, this is a lot. Like he's like, I used to be able to eat this whole thing. I was like, Dad, you got to remember, not only did you eat it, but there'd be times where you'd split it with Mom, or like Lacey'd be eating off your plate, because like a majority of the time too, my mom wouldn't order; she'd just like eat like off my dad's. You know what I mean? Because like, why does she need to order? Because she's probably not going to eat that much anyway. But dude. So funny. I get the same thing every time I go, and it never changes, bro. Every time I change it up, I'm like disappointed because I still crave it every time. French toast, baby. Every time. Never fails. I walk in, my dad's like, what are you going to get? He like starts asking me, and he's like, wait, never mind.
He remembers
and then when I switch it up, they're like, wait, what? I just wasn't feeling. Dude, French toast, bro.
I feel you on that though, like,
pancakes.
because if I don't eat something specific, if the other thing I get is not super good, I'm always going to be just let down.
Yeah.
Yep. I got a spot out here I do that at where it's like I go in and there's two things on the menu that I seem to jump back and forth between. And I've ordered plenty of other stuff off the menu, and it's good, it's fine, but for some, well, I know why, but these two items just hit different for me, and so I end up getting them every time. And it's funny because it's their steak and cheese calzone and their steak quesadilla. And aside from the fact that they're both steak, the thing that links them together is that they serve it with this horseradish dipping sauce that's just fire.
I'm not a horseradish guy. I think we talked about that here. Horseradish, sauerkraut.
Horseradish is good.
Can't do it, man. I don't like it. It hits me too much in the nasals, dude.
Oh, it's a trip, dude. But when that
That's what
happens,
I like about it.
That's also why I don't like
it trips
wasabi.
me out, and I love it.
Yeah, it has to do with the fact that horseradish doesn't get its burn from capsaicin like hot peppers. It's a whole other phytochemical that the plant produces. And so as a result, we feel it just burning in our nasal cavity more than we feel it on the tongue.
It doesn't burn your mouth at all.
But yeah, it's the plant's response to being attacked. And we as human beings are weird and are like, I like it. Let's do it again.
I do that with a lot of things.
You know, hot food. Yeah, let's do it. Hallucinogens. Yeah, let's eat some more. Like,
Oh, for sure.
like, it's the plant's way of saying, stop it. Don't hurt me. We're like, oh, I like it. It makes me feel funny. Said the guy who loves spicy foods and has eaten plenty of mushrooms. And with that thought, it makes me question that one guy who found the plant first and went, when I light this on fire and breathe in the smoke, what happens?
Well, it's like with anything, dude. Like the people that found ayahuasca, or the people, that, do the whole toad thing, or, the first thing that came across mushrooms, Stone Deep Theory, possibly. Who knows? Like,
I'm a huge fan of Stone Deep Theory.
It's a fun one, dude. To think that, like, at some point in time, our ancestor ape-like forms stumbled across magic mushrooms, and then all of a sudden that could help explain why our brains grew exponentially over a short period of time.
Well, science has shown that psilocybin creates new neural pathways in the brain. So it would stand to reason that if a creature pre-Homo sapien were to ingest the same psilocybin, it would in fact do the same thing and increase neural pathways in their brain, which would in turn lead to leaps and bounds in their learning and overall development. I like the deeper notion too, that because those of us who have had the psychedelic experience get these senses of oneness with the world and greater consciousness and different experiences like that is what leads to, pre-Homo sapiens creating societies and civilizations. And that gets real interesting, because what if you know? Like, I've had my mushroom trips where I'm like, I love everyone and everything. What if one of those happened to one of those ancient humans and it started this whole idea of civilization?
I mean, why not? Honestly. Why not?
Right. Like,
No, I can't argue against it.
it's totally plausible. Not only is it plausible, it's downright possible.
Well, we know that there was evolution, so we know that that part's already been checked and signed for. So
Right.
it's established. So what triggered it? Yeah, you never know. It could be something like that.
It's like I was saying to somebody at work, one of the kids I work with, he was arguing with me that it's impossible for Bigfoot to exist. We would have found it. And I was like, but that's not necessarily true. Because there are still large creatures in the jungles and other, places that we haven't discovered until just recently. So could a Bigfoot race of creatures of some sort exist and we just haven't been able to document it yet properly? It's possible. Is it likely? Yeah, probably not. But it's still a possibility. It could be a thing. And he argues, it's like, that's like saying that the megalodon still exists. And I was like, the amount of ocean that we have explored, who's to say a megalodon isn't lurking at some of the deepest depths of the ocean? And we just haven't gone there to find it yet.
Oh, no, that's very true.
Like, if this creature realized that, something above the water was horribly happening, causing mass extinction, it might just dive deeper and deeper and deeper and know to, stay there. And if enough of them stay there and live there long enough, they're fully acclimated to that environment. It could still exist down there. And what a trip that would be. That'd be like, wasn't that a movie with LL Cool J?
What's that?
Wasn't there a movie where they like went into the deeper, darker parts of the ocean and they came across some giant shark?
Deep Blue Sea?
Is that what it was? Is that what I'm thinking of? Deep Blue Sea?
It might be.
I feel
think
like
so.
That's the case. I'm pretty sure that I actually saw that movie in the theaters. If it was like
1999, that movie came out.
Yeah, I think that I saw that in theaters.
He almost went into an Arnold impression there when he said 1999, bro.
Wow, it's so long ago.
1999.
Yo.
Yeah, I did Total Recall.
Yo.
I actually don't think that it came out in 99, but
Yep, that is exactly the movie with LL Cool J. Yep.
Oh, yeah, that one was kind of crazy.
Yo, Michael Rappaport was in that movie. Holy shit.
There's a couple people in it.
There's some great people, like Samuel L. Jackson's in it, obviously LL, but Michael Rappaport is just not a name you would expect in like a sci-fi horror kind of movie about like killer sharks.
No, I feel like he was in a couple other like movies that were like that specific, but I feel like I saw him in some other stuff, like maybe like a psycho thriller. I think he was in one or something like that.
I'm not saying he can't have range, but it's just that I would have never even thought about this movie and him being a part of it.
Well, speaking about like throwback movies, just questioning, because that was just something that like I came across scrolling earlier, was if you could find like have like one show come back like for like another season, what show would you pick? Like one that ended or got canceled that you wish had another season.
Damn.
I think that I'm gonna have to go off the top of my head. I think the first thing would be Breaking Bad. I'd like there have been another season of Breaking Bad. That's probably the first thing that came to my mind. Even though I guess like some people are probably like finished for them. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if that necessarily was canceled compared to it just like being
No, I think it finished. Like,
yeah, I think that. Yeah,
but it always felt rushed to me. And,
this
like, I
is
felt
more
there
so
was more
like
story.
one that like maybe only had like a season or two, and then all of a sudden just got canceled.
Oh, so like something that was canceled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because dude, I could think of all kinds of stuff like that I was like, oh yeah, I wish that came back. Or either one, since Chris gave one like that too, Sean. If it's a little bit easier for you to think of something like that.
I know there was that one Netflix series my wife and I got into that
Altered Carbon.
No,
that's what I'm kind of thinking of, because there's 2 seasons, and I'm not sure if they canceled it or if they just stopped.
Yeah,
because I felt like they could have done more with it, bro. I love that show.
They canceled this one. I can't remember what it was called, but I just remember it followed a dominatrix, and like it was like a dark comedy based around this dominatrix chick who was living like a double lifestyle. And like we actually got into it, and they killed it after 2 seasons. And they left it on such cliffhangers that, like, I really wish they would have just at least given the 3rd season and finished it. So, like, that's the first thing that comes to mind. But, like, it's hard to say, really, like, 'cause I haven't watched a lot of stuff like that in a long time. You know?
Man, okay, so something that got canceled, I had to just be sure that how much there actually was. Freaks and Geeks. That show was good, and there was 1 season.
I don't know if I ever saw that.
I remember that.
Well, you guys would have been fairly young when it came out. I was 19. So, James, you would have been 8.
Yep.
And I guess, Sean, you would have been... what, 12?
Something like that, yeah, 12 or 13.
But it has like a bunch of famous people in it. It ended up being pretty famous. Like James Franco's in it, Seth Rogen was in it, Jason Segel's in it, Martin Starr's in it. But it's all like when they were teenagers and in high school.
Oh, dude, you know what? Another one that they ended up doing a 2nd season that I wasn't super stoked with, but they didn't do one for a long time. But like Samurai Jack, dude, did you guys ever watch that on Cartoon Network?
No.
It was during the Toonami run.
I feel like I know it, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it was like this like old Japanese samurai who somehow gets teleported like into like the future and has to defeat like this like evil ghost like enemy guy. And like he goes on like this crazy, adventure through the sphere, like dystopian, futuristic thing. It's a cartoon, but like it was pretty dope. What about like any movies that you kind of wish there was a sequel to?
Well, they just made it. Honestly.
What's
I
that?
would have said Beetlejuice if this were a few months back.
Yeah.
Like if this were literally just a few months ago, I would have said Beetlejuice. What's that?
I am.
Are you excited for it? Like,
oh yeah. I would. I might have to. Like the wife and I might have to go see this one in the theater.
I'm debating it too.
Like it's just, the original Beetlejuice is such a huge part of my life. Like I've watched that movie dozens and dozens of times by now in my whole lifetime.
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing with me is like I was never like super big into Beetlejuice, but I remember watching it here and there, growing up. You know what I mean? And it was one of those ones too that like if it was because it, be on TV every now and then, and you'd catch it and be like, oh well, I'll just sit and watch this from where it's at. You know what I mean? So you'd catch it from different periods of the movie. But I never
watched the spin-off cartoon when I was a kid.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Like, I was into it. Now I understand a little bit more about why I went the way I went in life. I was into the Addams Family and Beetlejuice as a kid.
Or speaking, this is like a movie that I didn't even think would become a thing, but have you guys seen the trailer for the Minecraft movie?
I just saw that Jack Black and Jason Momoa
Yeah, dude.
are in a Minecraft movie.
Yeah, dude. I have no idea what the fuck. I don't really know anything about Minecraft. Like, I kind of understand like the point of the game is like you can like create your own like world by like collecting resources and doing different things around the fucking game. But like, I've never really watched anybody play it, and I've never played it myself.
There's a whole
But there's whole
process to the game. Like there's
that, and there's like whole subsections within like the Minecraft community of people that, you know, are like fucking super realistic, trying to like do like full on, you know, replicas of cities. Or there's like this dude that's got like a full like Millennium Falcon that he's built. And it's like you can actually, I don't know if you can go inside of it or not.
I have one you can enter that's in my old Java world. I've been playing Minecraft. Strangely enough,
you understand it. I don't know if
I've played it for
Chris.
like 15 years. I was an early beta tester.
No, I've never played Minecraft. I've watched people play it a couple of times, and I've seen it. I honestly I just can't play those games. Like, they make me hate video games, basically. If like someone said, "Hey, you could play Minecraft and you can play Lego Fortnite," I'd be like, "I will never play video games again." Cool. That's awesome. I just can't stand them. But like Minecraft, James, like the best way to describe it is like it's really pixelated though, to me.
Oh yeah, it's old school
so
8-bit. Like it's a throwback. Like they did that purposefully. I understand like that aspect of it too. You know what I mean?
But I hate the idea of harvesting resources and like building my own things and bases or cities or whatever. Man, like that, I'd rather something pull out my eyelashes. I need a fucking line, bro. I need to be just going for it. Like, I need to play Fortnite Battle Royale. You go till nobody else is left to kill. You know, I need to fucking play Team Deathmatch. I just run around and shoot the other team.
Oh! Speaking of which, wait, we'll stay on the Minecraft thing for a second if we still got time. But there's one last thing I want to talk about.
Well, I'm just saying, like there is an objective, there is a point, there is an end goal to that game, and that's the thing that like I think some people don't get to see about it, because that's not how a lot of people get known for using it.
They use the creative mode, but there is a story mode too.
Like the full survival mode, as it's known, the whole objective is that you have to, yes, collect resources and survive for a very extended period of time while you traverse and explore this land that is randomly generated until you find all the things you need to get to this portal to open. Once that portal is opened and you're able to go through it, now you have to fight this giant monster dragon. Once you figure out how to destroy the dragon and beat the dragon, that's when you've actually won the game.
Is there like different characters and things you meet along the way that would like pertain to like the movie?
There are various entities that
like NPCs, you know, just like characters.
They're like there are villagers and there are, you know, pillagers, people who will come and attack the village and you if you're too close. Raiders who will come and just run your shit. There's trading and shit that you can do. So like I could see how it's not an appealing game for everybody. I've watched it grow from literally nothing, where it was you just spawned in this random generated world and all you could do was survive until you died. Like that was it. There was no point to it. And I've watched them build to what the phenomenon became for kids now. It's wild. There's a whole component to it with electricity, and people have done crazy shit to the point that someone has figured out how to play Minecraft in Minecraft. People have been able to program Doom in Minecraft. And that's just some wild ones, but like simpler versions of what people have done with electronics. They've made working calculators, working clocks.
I've seen a dude literally like create an entire like beat on Minecraft.
There's a whole music system that you could use, that you can run, that will allow you to create music. There's a lot of crazy shit involved in it. Or you could do like some people do and just go into a creative mode and build whatever the hell you want to build with unlimited resources. Then there's the online world where Chris might have more fun because like you can have literal like PvP deathmatch type shit. The only problem is it's swords and bow and arrow and not real guns. Unless, you mod, which is also welcomed in that community. So like it's wild.
It's
I
like
get why
GTA
people
for
love
kids.
it. Yeah, pretty much. You could do a lot of shit with it. A lot of shit. Them kids, man.
But dude, speaking of playing team deathmatch and shit, Chris, I've been playing the open beta for the new Black Ops 6.
Yeah.
You like to run and gun, right? Like that's like your like how you like to play, fast pace.
Yep.
Well, let me tell you, dude, with the new movement and stuff they've got going on, dude, it is fast paced, my friend. It is like people are running, diving any directions, sliding around them. Dude, it is crazy how quick people have already figured out like some of the movement on this game. But the weapons are pretty slick. Like the menu system's super fucking easy to fucking get through. Playing on mouse and keyboard's kind of an adjustment. I'm kind of thinking about pulling out a controller and attempting to try to play on controller with like the new movement system and see if it's any better. But it'll take me a while to get used to it. But dude, it seems like it's going to be pretty fucking solid. It's got like that Black Ops feel too, like the coloring on the maps and like the guns, and it's got zombies and it's round based again. So where it's like you just go and try to beat as many rounds as you can, I guess. Looks pretty dope, dude. I've been playing like the different game mode, like well, at least just the multiplayer modes, and it was pretty sick.
It's all from that open beta that they're running.
Yeah, because if you pre-ordered the game, you got early access to the open beta. I think that I don't know if it's still going right now or not.
I know there's a lot of people who have got to be gassed about that style of zombies being back.
What? Wait. Sorry, what did you say?
About what?
What is Sean talking about? That kind of zombies. What do you mean by that?
It's round based.
Round based? Oh.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the show, Chris.
Yo, I'm high. What do you want from me?
Well, it's a good thing that we're coming to the end of the show anyway, because I could definitely use a snack and a cush nap very quickly. So with that, I'm going to throw it to you, Chris, so we can take it on home.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Appreciate you all. Another episode in the books. Another pleasurable time for myself. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, check us out Friday nights, Frame Jake and Vapors YouTube channel. I almost really struggled with that one. At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Green Room. Just come by, check it out. Go to shedtimepodcast.com, check it out, listen to the show there by all means. And I think that's honestly it. Thank you very much again. Have a good week. Live your best life. James.
As always, shout outs to all the Shedheads for all of your continuous support. We greatly appreciate you guys. Make sure you're leaving those 5-star reviews, hitting the follow and all that good stuff on any of those podcasting platforms. That helps us out in the algorithms. Check out the shedtimepodcast.com for all of your links for anything else that we got going on. I think Chris pretty much covered everything else. So I'm going to end it with all those positive vibes and crisp high fives. Don't forget to tell somebody you love them, and a little bag or dab will do you.
That's a fact, ladies and gentlemen. So, of course, one more time, shedtimepodcast.com. You can find links to everything, including the Frames Jake and Vapor channel, our merch store, and our Patreon, and so much more. So with all of that, I'm just going to bring it to a close and tell you, don't let the bastards get you down. Be cool, don't be a dick, and whatever it is that you do, try and have some fun. It's the Shedtime Podcast. It's time to roll on up and roll on out.
Dynavap, Dynavap, Dynavap. Looking to cut the cord on your dry herb vape? Dynavap. Trying to get the best taste from your herb? Dynavap. Ready to take your sesh to the next level? Then meet Dynavap, the best way to vape your flower or concentrate. Concentrates? That's right. Your flower or hash can be vaped using Dynavap. Check out Dynavap.com to learn more. That's Dynavap.com. Lose the ash? Dynavap.
What's going on, Shedheads? It's your boy, Frames Janklin. Are you looking to step up your match game or have a raw copper, brass, or stainless mod or RDA that you're absolutely tired of polishing? Then you need to go and hit up my man Ashton of Palmer's Powders. He does some absolutely amazing powder coating work. He offers many different colors and finishes at an absolutely killer price. This man is taking powder coating to a whole new level, and he can make your setup an absolute masterpiece. You can go follow him over on Instagram at Palmer's Powders, and you can go check out pricing on his website, palmerspowders.com. That's palmerspowders.com. And as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.
I want you to think of your favorite rebuildable right now. Yeah, okay, so you have a layer cake in your hand, and now you're about... Oh, sorry, yeah, that's not everyone's favorite. That's just mine. So think of your favorite rebuildable atomizer. Think about how good of a vape it produces for you. Now, take that and amplify it. And the way that you amplify that is you put in some Breezestone coils. Breezestone coils are handcrafted in Adelaide, Australia. They're made from some of the finest quality wire that you can get. I believe it's wire Buddha. You take those coils, you take them out of that phenomenal packaging that clearly shows how much care that Adam puts on the quality of his coils and the insurance that you get them in good shape. You put them in that favorite RDA, and guess what? You have coils that now sing better than Celine Dion. Go check out Breezestone coils. You can find them on localvape.com and also steelvalleyvapors.com. Suck, dude.
God damn it, I want to make some biscuits and gravy now.